Yet again, Goodison Park is buzzing and Everton are fired up for full points. It's looking tasty. Let's join Kevin Radcliffe and first Dave Woods for the first half.
Well, I think a lot of people around here, Colin, are still getting over the last round of the UEFA Cup, aren't they? That roller coaster ride against Metalist. I think David Moyes would settle for a dull 2-0 tonight, wouldn't he?
I think he would, definitely. I mean, a lot of the last game he had everything, didn't it? Obviously 2 penalty misses, well, 3 altogether with the retake, but I think he'll go to be a little bit more defensively. I don't think he'll be more attacking like he was before. I think he maybe sort of underestimated Metalist Kharkov last time. I don't think he'll be underestimating these tonight.
Yeah, that's a big word, isn't it, tonight? Underestimation. No underestimating the side they're up against. Let's have a look at the Everton side then. Tim Cahill is back. His first start since March. He's finally recovered, of course, from the metatarsal injury. He starts in midfield. James McFadden will lead the line. Thomas Gravesen, back from a knee injury, is on the bench, and the troops are returning, Kevin.
Yeah, they are returning. I think the big plus is Tim Cahill playing there in midfield, but they'll play a flat back 4. Hibbett on the right, Baines on the left, Yobo and Lescott central defenders, and they'll have Lee Carsley just sitting in front of them too. That'll mean that Pienaar will be on the right, Arteta on the left, supplying the ammunition then for McFadden, who's going to be playing up front on his own, but they will have Osman and Cahill supporting him as much as they can.
Well, Larissa make a couple of changes from their second leg tie at Blackburn. Stelios Venetidis comes in at left back, and Facunda Parra will play left midfield. Nikos Dabisas, familiar name of course. He plays at the heart of defence tonight despite not training for the last 3 weeks because of a stomach injury. And welcome back to Goodison to Ibrahima Bakayoko.
Well, I think really, like I said, it's going to be very, very much similar to what Everton are going to be doing. They're going to be playing a 4-1-4-1 system with Karikadis sitting in front of the back 4, protecting them. And I just think that it's vitally important that Everton have matched them, and they have matched them in every way, because they don't want to be overrun in midfield. And if they're overrun in midfield, then obviously they'll concede goals, and that's something that you can't afford to do. This is a game that I think Everton can't afford to lose.
Well, we've heard one result already from today. Zenit 1, AZ Alkmaar 1. And if Everton can win here tonight, what a boost that would give them in this first game of this group stage of the UEFA Cup. We're getting used to big noise at Goodison on European football night. It's another big crowd inside this traditional old stadium. It's hard not to be up for a night like this, isn't it?
Well, I think the ticket prices have actually helped the atmosphere that's been presented to here tonight. I think they've cut price. I think kids can get in for something like £4. So, you know, it's great if they get over 30,000 for the game so early in the competition. Fantastic.
Two sides shaking hands. Nikos Dabisas, of course, the former Newcastle and Leicester player, 6 years in the English game. No need for any introduction to him tonight, either. Ibrahima Bakayoko, of course, as well, who played here for just those 23 games back in 98-99. But there are otherwise 1 or 2 unfamiliar faces in this Larissa lineup.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the home of Everton FC, live from Goodison Park and live on Radio City 96.7. This is how both teams are.
Big night for the players, big night for the mascot as well. There's 7-year-old Mason Jones from Kirby. He goes to the Holy Angels School. I wonder if all the 7-year-olds at that school are Holy Angels. The 2 mums and dads might disagree. His favourite player, by the way, is Michael Arteta, whose isn't amongst Everton supporters. But he's back. Tim Cahill, can he make a difference tonight? There is much more of a kind of tigerishness, more of a solidity to the Everton midfield's lineup tonight, isn't there?
Well, he not just gives you that extra outlet when you need a goal, he'll get you one. He's a little bit more about him as well. He's always involved in the build-up play. He does like a tattle as well, which is so important. Like John Barnes was saying prior to the game, that I don't think he'll last the full 90 minutes, maybe 60, 70 minutes, see how it goes. But vitally important that they're getting the players back. You might see the introduction of maybe Thomas Gravesen as well as the game goes on.
Can't really risk them both, can you? To start a game like this, you can't really risk them both.
No, I think to play the 2 of them who are not fully fit would be a very big risk. Gravesen, when he was here not long back, was a vital member of the squad. Had to play a certain system, I felt, to actually suit him, and the system that Dave Moyes is playing tonight will actually suit Thomas to come in later on in the game to play.
There we see our referee Martin Ingvarsson from Sweden. Referees have been at the centre of attention of not just Everton fans but Larissa fans as well of late. Mark Clattenburg, of course, is still the major topic of conversation in and around Goodison tonight, but Larissa have had their problems too. President has recently resigned as a vice president of the Greek FA because of the performance of the referee who took charge of one of their recent games. So wherever you go in the world, there's always a problem with a man in the middle. It's the Brazilian Clayton and Ibrahima Bakayoko who will get things underway here. Well, it was a roller coaster ride against medalist from Kharkiv. How much more simple will life be tonight against Larissa? The side who beat Blackburn, of course, put them out in the qualifying rounds ahead of this group stage. Can Everton find their match tonight? Early touch here for Parra, who'll connect just inside the Everton half. Goodison for the moment is quietened. Here's Parra again, and it's misdirected. Galitsios, the right back, haven't quite anticipated the ball, and Everton will have a throw.
Just think it's so vitally important that Pienaar and Arteta do keep the width. They don't get sucked into the middle too early, and they allow Larissa to get the balls to the fullbacks too quickly.
Pump downfield by Galitsios. There's Carsley to win possession back for Everton. It's lifted long and high, but Forster the German is underneath it. And here's Clayton the Brazilian, but overwhelmed. Osman. Now Hibbert. On ball forward, searching for McFadden, but Forster again with an easier way. And it has gone quiet around Goodison, hasn't it?
It's a little bit of maybe the anticipation is just waiting for something to happen, isn't it?
Or maybe it might here. Hibbert with the ball in, McFadden, but a good punch from Kotsolis in goal. Came up very, very confidently and cleared it away nicely, but Everton have a free kick here. Arteta fell, and it's in an interesting position too.
Yeah, slightest of touches for Mikel Arteta. He goes down and plays the challenge, really. Dangerous position. Mikel on the ball, anything can happen.
And Arteta will take it quickly. The referee's allowed that, but rather wastefully too. And Larissa can clear in the form of Clayton. McFadden who was getting back to defend. Here's Forster. Sarmiento, who wears Marcello on his back, plays it back towards Dabisas, who advances cagily. Galitsios. It's a stretch for Sarmiento, but it's safely back to Dabisas again. And it's a real careful passage of play by the Greeks until that final ball.
Well, they certainly don't look as comfortable on the ball as Metalist Kharkov in the prior round to this, and Everton giving them plenty of time, but passes going astray at the moment.
Here's Baines with a throw. Everton looking for position here. They'll have another throw in as well. As you can see, in an advanced position. Baines might fancy the long throw. It's a case of muttering around Goodison at the moment rather than roars of approval. Dabisas heads, and there was a push there against the Greek defender, and so it will be a free kick for Larissa deep inside that penalty area.
Well, there's one thing they are lacking, and that's up front in the height division for Everton. It's no good just lobbing balls up there. You said just then, is it going to be a long throw, but who'd you throw it to?
Bakayoko back at Goodison, looking to make his mark again here. Lescott with a header high. It's Osmond who tries to climb, but beaten to it in mid-air by Fotakis, and it will be through towards Tim Howard. I think that's his first touch of the night, isn't it, for the Everton goalkeeper? 3 minutes played, and he can clear it long. We will call them Larissa throughout the evening, but their official name is the Athletic Union of Larissa 1964. Heaven help the man who says, give us a tea. Greek Cup winners from last season. That's their place in this year's UEFA Cup, and there's another familiar face as well, of course. Current coach, Georgios Donis, currently in his 4th season as coach of Larissa. Says something about how volatile the game is over there, that he's the longest ever serving coach, with just 3 and a bit seasons under his belt. Arteta to take. Another promising position here for Everton. The big men have crept up, including Lescott, who's doing well in the UEFA Cup this year, of course. 2 goals in the last 2 games, but never likely to reach him then. Here's Hibbert. Lescott with a header down. This is encouraging until Galizios got in and just nipped it away from Cahill.
That's a great knockdown by Lescott, but really when it comes, I think it's to Cahill, he should be moving again, because Cahill can just set it into his path to have a shot at goal. He stops his run.
Here's Baines. McFadden.
It seems like a game of chess at the moment. They're just trying to suss each other out, and Everton having a good look at Larissa. It's the tempo's not as high as maybe Dave Moyes would want it to be.
And maybe the Everton fans just saving themselves for later in the game, given their recent experience in these UEFA Cup ties. How much emotional effort it can take just to watch Everton in the UEFA Cup this year. Baines will take the throw and receives it back again. Bakayoko. Carsley watching his every step, but Bakayoko is working himself towards the position where he might be able to get the ball into the penalty area, but Everton's doggedness and defence has won the day. The clearance from Carsley doesn't exactly meet with universal approval.
Oh, it's a poor clearance. He's got more time on the ball than he thinks as well.
Here's Forster. That's a strong run by him, and he's got support up there too. Venetidis had made good ground.
It's a great run from Venetidis. It's one you've got to keep an eye on. The system that you play, if your wingers make runs in towards the strikers, then it allows the fullbacks to join in. Nearly caught out.
He's a player of plenty of experience. Venetidis, the left back tonight, ex-Olympiakos and PAOK in Salonika. Played, of course, for the Greeks in Euro 2004 before he retired from the international game to try and prolong his domestic career. Long clearance by Howard. Here's Parra. Again, there are grumblings of discontent from the Goodison faithful. By Marcello. Here's Forster. Dabisas has a look. Little chip forward by him. Well met by Carsley. Comfortably taken under control by Marcello. Leighton. Now Parra. Leighton's continued his run, but couldn't quite control it. And Carsley able again to easily turn it back to his goalkeeper. What was the word he used? Cagey? It's just that, isn't it?
It is. It just need something to get Everton going at the moment. They just, I say, just looks as if they're sussing Larissa out. They're just not taking the game. They really need to get the ball on the deck as well and start passing it about, because they've not got the height in the side.
McFadden tried to just lift it past Forster. There was a claim of a handball. Swedish referee was right there and says play on. Needed an intelligent challenge by Hibbert, but not intelligent enough. It's a foul on Clayton.
Well, they did need something to get them going. Unfortunately, the referee deems to think that feet are showing, or his studs are showing, shall we say. We all know in Europe, that's a foul.
Has Goodison been as quiet as this?
Not well.
In recent times?
You're thinking before the game the atmosphere is good, then all of a sudden you kick off and then it's a little bit flat.
They talk in Europe about quieting the home crowd, and the home crowd have done the job for themselves. Here it's a chance from the right-hand side for Clayton to try and gather under control. The cross was from Galizios, but better touch than that, and that would have been trouble for Everton.
Well, it's a tremendous cross, and just at the vital moment, Yobo slips, allows Clayton, really, if he has a better touch, he's away from Hibbert with a strike at goal, but unfortunately, doesn't control it properly.
Well, there's a pocket of Everton fans just trying to lift the atmosphere at the moment.
I'm quite surprised that if you win the toss that you actually don't have the kick-off. Allowing the opposition to have the kick-off and maybe slow the game off down from the off.
There's Davy carefully watching as McFadden tries to apply pressure but then slips, making the defender's job an awful lot easier. Davy again, time to look. He's had this stomach muscle problem for some time now, but plays on despite not training. Obviously his experience is vital to his side. Osman, little touch and a turn. Referee plays advantage despite the connection from Clayton, and here's Arteta. Osman's continued, but Mutakis is back easily. Carsley.
Seem a little bit rushed in the passing at the moment, Everton. Need to be a little bit more composed on the ball.
Here's Facundo Parra. Galizios.
Seem to have that little bit of edginess about him, Everton, that nobody wants to make that vital mistake, and can be a hindrance sometimes, that.
Well, here's a half chance for Bakayoko, who's trying to shake off the attentions of Lescott. He's done a decent job in doing that, but his shot has ricocheted away off the frame of Baines. It's another worrying moment, though, for Everton.
I'd say very, very nervous, and it's a misplaced header by Osman. It's Bakayoko in.
Manatidis down that left channel, it's played towards Clayton. There's Kyriakidis. Dabisas. Galizios left a little short, but nothing in tempo, made sure he won the day, and that's an awful ball from Nikos Dabisas, who threw his hands up in the air the moment he hit it. And that's a bit of relief for Everton too.
Was a little bit of relief. They're getting into a little bit the comfortable zone, Larissa, and they seem more comfortable than Everton at the moment with the system that they're playing. Seem to suit the players that they've got rather than the way that Everton are trying to play the similar system. But mainly the reason why is that they're not pushing for the wide fellas are not pushing far enough on the fullbacks.
It's Forster's long ball forward, but easily taken by Lescott. Well, that's a good ball. Here's Baines, a little touch inside as well, trying to get through the two defenders. The challenge from Galizios has brought about the free kick for Everton. Now, what can they make of this?
A little bit better position. Might see Leighton Baines on this one. With him on Mikel Arteta.
Left foot, right foot options here. Organising themselves at the back. You could see that Yobo's up there. Lescott's not far away. Referee finally happy. It's Arteta, I think, who's going to strike this on the right foot. It's a decent delivery as well, and it just floats into the air and easily taken. I think it hit Cahill and just deflected into the arms of the goalkeeper.
It's still not the best ball in the box, is it? It's behind players. Stretching the leg the other way, the opposite way from the way they're going.
Don't forget, you can text us. Text the word comments and your name, where you're from and your views to 80088. 25 pence will be the charge. Whatever you want to say. Put your questions to our pundits in the studio or to Kevin up here as well. The first question at the moment is, when is this game going to ignite a little? Certainly from Everton's point of view.
Too much time on the ball, Everton need to move it a lot quicker.
That's nice play by Arteta. Galizios just grabbed his shirt, but Arteta carries on. Has he got a corner? Yes, he has.
I'm not too sure if that did come off a Larissa player. Seemed to be just a touch by Arteta there.
There was clever play all the way, wasn't it? The turn and the run and maybe the conning of the referee too, but Everton won't complain. Taken short, back to Arteta again. Osman drives it across the head, and Everton have their goal. And Goodison at last finds its voice. 13 minutes played, not quite the knockout punch yet, but it's certainly a blow. David Moyes appreciates the moment. Everton lead 1-0.
Well, it's the first chance Everton get from a corner. Nice little ball to Cahill, to Arteta. Arteta puts it back into Osman's path, who drills it across the box. Fantastic ball with his left foot. And there's Cahill doing what he does best, getting on the end of it. But really, it's the first chance Everton have got. They've not really particularly started well, but they've got that goal, that most important thing.
Well, he's had an awful long time to think about it, hasn't he, Tim Cahill? The return to action, that metatarsal injury he's had since last March. Tonight he returns, and he returns a hero. A goal in the 14th minute. Everton are up and running in Group A of the UEFA Cup. Can they keep this momentum going now?
Well, that's it. They've got the start that they wanted. I wouldn't have thought that they'd be particularly happy with the play, but you know, they get that corner and they take that advantage. I think maybe the Larissa players thought that it might be going into the box straight away.
That's going to be a goal kick, but it's the name of Tim Cahill which has been chanted all around Goodison now.
It's a tremendous ball in the box by Osman. Neat little play from the corner, but you've still got a lot to do as Leon Osman drills it across the box. But you've still got to get on the end of it, and Tim Cahill's done really, really well. That's what he's there for.
Here's Galizios, who might be a little concerned that that position was allowed to be taken by Everton in the first place. Now Baines left it a little short for Stephen Pienaar.
I think they've been caught out by the short corner, expecting the ball to come in. They know that Everton are dangerous from corners. Good quality from Arteta, who decides to go short. Fools everybody.
There's Cahill again. He's enjoying the tangle and the fight here. There's been so much watching from the sidelines in recent months, but this is quick footwork and a quick break potentially for Larissa, but Bakayoko sees it just run away from him. David Moyes has had some high-ho moments, high-old moments even, in this UEFA Cup this year. And there's not been too many times when he's been able to feel settled on the touchline, but perhaps at the moment this is the best position he's been in so far. There's Bakayoko. Pienaar. Yobo. What about going left, but decides to go more direct. It's McFadden who's the target. Forster just caught a little.
I think that's food and drink to the centre-backs. I mean, McFadden, he's not the tallest. It's got to be played on the floor to him.
As for Kundapara, Faku as he lies on his back, it's Clayton. Marcello just lifts it up. It's the left-back Valentinidis who's again advanced well. Tucks it inside, and a good crossover too. It was Clayton who got their head to it. Oh dear. Well, I think he'd be happy that it was a corner.
Well, that was very, very close. Tony Hibbett getting caught out there. His body shape's all wrong. And I just think just got caught out there. It looks like Yobo's got the touch on it. Actually thought it was Clayton who got it.
Takis will take it. Swung in. Pienaar clears away. And as far as Kyriakides, he's going to have a shot. And maybe he wishes he didn't.
Well, it's got to be better than that, hasn't it? First little bit of pressure. Ball's coming into the box, but Everton have dealt with it quite comfortably.
Here's Hibbett for Everton. Still leading by that single goal to nil, Tim Cahill. If you are joining us in these last few moments, the goal scorer. Yobo. Touch and turn by Osman. Here's Cahill. Arteta, clever footwork. And again, enough to win him a free kick. He rather bamboozled the Greek defence.
He does, but it's a build-up play. It's a lot more patient. They're not just pumping it forward, looking to keep the ball on the deck. And that's the best way through.
Well, when the draw came out, you'd certainly fancy Everton to get through this group, wouldn't you?
Vitally important you win your home games. If you do, you're virtually through.
Larissa's struggling at the moment in the Greek League. They've Only won 1 out of 5 games domestically this season. And they're under pressure here. Arteta, good ball across McFadden with a flashing header. Couldn't quite get the angle deep enough.
Well, once again, the ball's just a little bit behind McFadden. If it's a little bit more in front of him, he's just coming back on himself. Oh, that's Lescott there, just pulling back on the defender. He can't. Tobias really being nice, big and strong, and really Lescott, it's a foolish foul to give away there, cheap.
It's Facundo Parra with a header, but all the way through to Howard. Now the other sides in this group, Nuremberg, who Everton play next on the 8th of November. Zenit St. Petersburg, first week of December, and then Azad Alkmaar just before Christmas. Everton will be hoping that they will quite easily stride away into the knockout stages of the UEFA Cup in the new year.
It's a long way to go, though.
Well, you look at the other two, and Nuremberg struggling in the Bundesliga at the moment, 4th bottom. You know, they've not had a great start.
Yeah, but they didn't know too much about Metalist Kharkov, and then you know, they get a goal up, and it becomes too comfortable. It should have been 2, maybe 3, and it doesn't work out that way. And then all of a sudden, the opposition comes back into it, and you're under pressure.
Well, it's the Greeks are under pressure here. Pinar's ball in. Cahill looking for a second. McFadden. They just tried to roll it home. Beautiful move. Not quite the finish that required.
Well, it's a great little move. And it's a nice little touch in the end by Cahill, but Pinar, lovely ball to Cahill. Cahill squares it to McFadden, doesn't get enough on it. Straight into the keeper's hands. Too easy for the keeper. You should make the keeper work a little bit harder.
Well, there is a free kick for Everton here, despite the fact that it's Ibrahima Bakayoko who's down injured. He kind of ran into Julian Lescott. There was a nice moment before the game, by the way. The man on the PA system here at Goodison was ringing out the names of the Larissa side, and when they got to Ibrahima Bakayoko, there was a round of applause. A very polite round of applause. There you see. He didn't miss, did he?
No, it was a strange sort of challenge by him. I think he slipped in the end and just ran into Julian Lescott. The wrong person to be running into as well.
Yeah, at that speed.
Pick on Pinar.
Here's Yoba. And they're muttering again at Goodison.
Very subdued, isn't it?
Yeah. Lescott's ball forward.
I think that's one of the reasons, because the ball forward by Lescott's there very, very poor. They've had success by just keeping it on the floor and working the way through the midfield with Pinar and Osman.
There's
mainly involved.
Fotakis plays it left. Venatidis. And away. By Pinar, and a chance to break here possibly, but Foster again has it covered. Here's Leighton Baines. First year in European football, of course, this year for the Everton left-back. Learning with every game. Osman. Hibbert. Baines has taken up position here, but he's beaten to it by the head of Facundo Parra. Lescott being urged to move forward. And when he does, the pass isn't a good one. Pinar can't control.
Well, he's got a lot to do with it, hasn't he, Pinar, when he gets it? And can't deal with it.
Play by Baines, and back to Lescott again, off the chest of McFadden, and chased by Pinar. The important challenge by Galitsios.
Well, it's a little bit better when they move it quicker. Everton 1 and 2 touch instead of, you know, not playing it when it's on and taking the time, having that third touch, which allows Larissa to get back. And
Pinar's lifted it high. McFadden struggling for position, took it down well intelligently, and the goalkeeper had to be shot. There's a free kick. The challenge by Cahill. I think there was Studs up.
I don't think Tim Cahill had to go for this one. I think it was the keepers all the way. I don't think he's really that hurt, the keeper, either. But his studs are showing. It's a neat little touch by McFadden. He's running away, he's got no chance of getting that. But then again, you say the ball's free. But I think he's keeper's ball all the way, that.
Stefanos Kotsoulis is the goalkeeper, who's looking in a bad way at the moment. Tim Cahill has escaped with just a telling off by the referee. Well, don't forget that 5 is the home of Italian football. If you missed last weekend's action, you've another chance to catch up with it this Saturday, 11:30 AM, in our weekly highlights show. And then on Sunday, what about that for a game? AC Milan against Roma. The game is live and exclusive here on 5, and you can join Mark Chapman and Lauro Esposito from 1:30.
And the goal's nicely worked, isn't it? From the corner, feeds in there. Osman, who carries on the run along the line because Larissa stay in, but Tim Cahill's still got to get in there, hasn't he? And that's what he does best. That's why he's been vitally important to Everton. And he gets in where it hurts as well. It was a brave header.
I think he just caught the goalkeeper where it hurts too, which is why we've had the delay. But Stefanos Kotsoulis is okay now. Headed on by Facundo Parra. Dealt with by Everton easily. Oh, just an untidy pass again that required a sharp reaction from Carsley. Here's Arteta. Hibbert. Easy again for Forster.
It's a little bit unusual for Everton, this, because they usually bypass the midfield. They don't usually play through the midfield as much as maybe they should do tonight. They're always looking, especially when you've got 2 strikers up front, you're always looking. And you can see that certain players are still looking for them 2 strikers when you've only got 1. You've got to play through the midfield and do it quickly.
Tim Cahill is really making up for lost time tonight, isn't he? He's such an industrious presence out there, and he's helped give Everton a good position here. It's Arteta, who maybe just sensed that the ball was running beyond him, and he went for the free kick. There was an element of him playing for that, and he has been given it. I don't think the referee was inclined to give it in the first instance, but the linesman says it was a free kick, and he was an awful lot closer.
Well, he was a little bit closer. From where we are, for me, it's the slightest of touches once again. I don't think he might be getting that ball either, Mikel Arteta. He decides to go down there. Like I say, the slightest touch, Arteta will go down. He plays for fouls.
Well, no complaints from Everton here, because it's given them an excellent position. And what's being cooked up here? And here's the man of the moment, Julian Lescott. 5 goals so far this season. 4 of them with a head. Yobo's up there too. It's been a while since he scored a goal. It's going to be Arteta to deliver when he doesn't get past the 2-man wall. What a disappointing conclusion that was to the whole affair. It's not been out of play, still in. Arteta's done well. And another free kick.
It's a lovely bit of skill to start with, isn't it? The way he controls the ball, lifts it over the defender's head, straight away, keeps it in play, and then it's a little dribble of that foul once again.
Well, can he deliver a little better this time? Nikos Dabisas has just collected a yellow card there as well. And amongst that little bit of a melee after the free kick. Well, now the linesman is on the field. What's he doing?
He's marking him back the full 10 yards.
He's obviously not confident with the referee. Here comes Arteta again, higher this time, good ball in, and pressure provided by Lescott, and I think he was just leaning on Dabisas.
Well, too many hands, I think, and prior to that, I think there's a lot of pushing and shoving, and I don't know, it's a bit unfair that. Yep. Dabisas makes a little bit of a meal of it, and I think that's why he's got the foul. Less contact there than there was before.
Good header by Lescott. Collected by McFadden. Here's Pienaar. Baines back to Carsley. Here's Osman. Nice turn and touch from Osman. Sold Carsley short, but fortuitously gets it back again. Plays it left. Baines was a long way up there, but it was a good challenge for Kundaparo. I think has hurt himself here. Is he going to be back to his feet just? Meantime, Everton continue to attack. And Galitsios just hammers it downfield. There was a connection there with Lescott. He's complaining it was unfair.
Well, they're not happy with the challenges Larissa plays. Well, very, very similar to the weekend. Steven Gerrard persuaded Mark Clattenbridge to send off Clattenburg to send up Tony Hibbert, but that time a little bit disappointed that he's actually reacted in that way. Lescott been booked.
Well, there was a big delay, wasn't there, and it could only have been the words of Nikos Dabisas that got Lescott into trouble.
Certainly looked a lot worse than what it was, but nevertheless it's a booking.
Half an hour played. Everton will be content with their night's work so far, leading by that goal to nil. It's reasonable to say that although they've been a little out of sorts at times, they've certainly not been under an awful lot of pressure, have they?
Tim Howard's all he's done is collect balls that have been knocked over the top, really. There's been one ball knocked into the box, I think, that the defence have dealt with quite comfortably, but this is the first opportunity that they have to put the ball into the box. Difficult angle.
Georgios Fotakis who will take this. He had a brief spell at Kilmarnock not that long ago. Fotakis didn't work out. Went back to Greece. Dabisas might want this. Here is Fotakis, hits it long towards Dabisas too, but just got a touch from the head of Joseph Yobo to turn it away for a corner kick.
Well, it's good defending. Maybe could have headed it away from the goal instead of giving away a corner kick. Wasn't sure what was around him.
Here's a corner, high and long. Dabisas at the far post. It was his final touch this time, and it will be a goal kick.
A little bit too much on the ball. Asking a lot for the man to head that back. He's always stretching.
That's the Greek spelling of Dabisas. Well, that's your man, and he has been booked as well. Confirmation of the yellow card from a little earlier in the game. Marcello. Strong play by Lescott. And he's continued the run down that left flank. And it's a good strong run as well. Here he goes on the charge. Not too much ahead of him. Forster's tackle is fair. Fotakis will pick it up from here.
I just felt people were jumping out the way of him.
There's Bakayoko. Has he left a little bit of hole? Well, Bakayoko's decided to go for broke from a long way out. And again, no real test for Tim Howard, but what a great romp forward by Julian Lescott.
Well, it was a good run, but I just felt people were pulling out of tackles in front of him, knowing that the big man might be looking for a block tackle. I don't know.
David Moyes still focused as he hopes his team will remain. Baines. Pienaar looking for it, but beaten to it by Galitsios.
It's a 50-50 ball though, isn't it? It's not played with any sort of accuracy into feet. You're asking a lot of people to deal with them type of balls coming in.
Well read by Carsley, but then he's given it away almost instantly. Anticipated the loose pass, and then couldn't control, and it has given possession up again in midfield. Here's Facundo Parra. Bakayoko almost got in the way. Facundo Parra's looking for a shot here. It's laid back and cracked in, and what a bad effort from Fotakis.
It's taken a deflection, it's gone out for the corner. Good closing down by the defenders, but that's the best play that Larissa have had. It's good closing down by Baines.
Well, a little bit of concern here for Everton. Another corner to defend. Delivering the pass has not been great, and it isn't again. Carsley's able to head away without any real pressure. Kyriakidis. Abissas still up there. Baines. Back to Howard. Ooh, that was a collective gasp of breath there as it went back to Tim Howard, because it left him with a bit to do, and I don't think he's too happy.
Well, that's how quiet it is. You could actually hear the ooze.
Marcello. Marcello again. Too much on it? Yes, there is. Goal kick.
I don't think Everton are playing particularly well, but they've not really been tested, have they? They've dealt with everything quite comfortably, but Everton need to be a little bit more confident, and confident in the way they get the ball forward, build through the midfield a little bit slower, and trying to get the ball forward too quickly.
Howard's big boot propels it downfield again. Cahill might have got a bit of a touch. Foul against McFadden, I think, which is taken quickly. Here's Bakayoko. Baines. And McFadden. It's a terrific piece of skill by him, but Abissas just wrestling him off the ball. But look how McFadden is desperate to get back in here. Carsley, then Osman. Cahill slips. Kyriakidis just helps it forward, and eventually a free kick is given against Osman right on the halfway line.
It's a bit like a pinball machine in the middle at the moment. Just ricocheting off people, and I say it's just a little bit congested in there.
Painful memory for Blackburn fans, but of course this is the side that did depose Blackburn in the earlier rounds of this UEFA Cup competition. They beat them 3-2 on aggregate. 2-0 was the decisive scoreline, really, in Greece. Blackburn managing a 2-1 victory back at Ewood, but not enough. Everton have been warned. Abissas with a dreadful slice.
I always felt with Abissas that he always used to do some great things and then some poor things, didn't he? I think that sums him up.
Cahill backed into by Galicios. And a smile from our Swedish referee, Martin Ingvarsson. Well read and well ridden by Arteta. So that's the challenge for Benitidis. Benitidis is back to nibble away, but Arteta's got the skills to get past him and another, but not past the third. Too many Larissa players back there in the end. Hit long by Clayton and chased by Bakayoko. Yobel. A little round of the okey-dokey before the referee decides it's going to be free kick for Everton on the edge of the penalty area.
Arteta's taken a little knock there. Overdid it that time. The pass was on to Hibbett, who did the overlap, but just struggling a little bit. Maybe just a little bit of a kick on the thigh.
Well, it's a worry for Everton, isn't it? It always is when he has problems, because he's such a crucial player for them. They are getting their players back, their injured stars back, but they will not want to be missing Mikel Arteta again. Hopefully he can run that off. Cahill, he's doing the running for him at the moment. Here is Arteta. There's a little push by Foster, who bumped into the ground.
He certainly attracts the man to you, doesn't he, Arteta, and then silky skills that he's got. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how many actually fouls that he actually gets.
And how many of them are genuine. It'd be an interesting stat too, wouldn't it?
I think that one was.
Here comes Arteta. Good ball in. Lescott stretching, not quite stretching enough. Just asking too much of him.
I think it was the pace of the ball, wasn't it? Absolutely tremendous by Arteta. He whips it in. Julian Ressort just a little bit outstretched there, but you just feeling if he can get that ball across goal, anything could happen.
Here's Yobo. Oh dear, almost showed too much of it to Fotakis. Osman. McFadden again doing ever so well. Neat interchange between him and Arteta. McFadden just about keeping his feet here. Well, in the end he lost the battle, but he put up a real battle, didn't he, before eventually he was overwhelmed.
Never got it under control though, has he?
Marcello, straight at Lescott. Bakayoko, never going to get on the end of that. Clayton's ball totally misdirected. There's Cahill. Cahill's got to go for goal from a long way out, and it was a good save in the end from Kutsolis, who had to get down sharply. My word, what a chance that was.
Well, it's a first ball, really. McFadden's put anybody on the pressure. It drops to Cahill. Terrific strike. Keeper makes a great save. Clears it for the corner, but that's a terrific technique. Just bounces up. Just before the keeper there, it takes that bounce. Keeper does well to get two hands to it, push it away.
Arteta with the job of delivering again here. 4 minutes to half-time. Everton would dearly love a second. Over it comes, keeper safe enough. This is Osman. Davisas away. Pivots header. Lescott. Foster, who just thought about the back pass and then sends McFadden, and in the end all he can do is put it out for a throw.
Great pressure. McFadden and Cahill working well together there.
Pivots taking his time because there are not that many options for him here.
A lot of movement.
No, he actually has to go long, and Everton perhaps a little lucky to get another throw. And here we go again. A little static. So he goes long into the penalty area.
Well, the first to the ball all the time, Everton. If that ball's coming out the box, Osman that time rising above everybody to knock it back in.
Just done is the first ever Greek player in the English Premier League, of course, all those years ago with Blackburn, and went to Sheffield United and Huddersfield.
It's a thankless job to play up front on your own, isn't it, like McFadden? The type of player that he is, he needs that quality into his feet to get the best out of him. I don't think he's had that quality. It's a tireless effort from him, though, working along that line with the four defenders.
Yakubu and Anichebe, of course, are both on the bench tonight. It's headed down. It's, well, again, a free kick. It was for offside this time. The flag was up against McFadden. Now here's a date for your diaries. Thursday the 8th of November, don't miss this. A UEFA Cup triple header. Here on 5, we'll have Spurs' trip to Hapoel Tel Aviv. That'll be followed by Bolton, who travel to Bayern Munich. What a test that will be. And finally, Everton's next game in Group A as they take on Nuremberg. 6.5 hours of football. It all kicks off at 3:45 in 2 weeks' time. Bolton, of course, will have a new manager for their trip to Bayern Munich. Sami Lee, no longer in charge. News today that Gary Megson has been given the job at the Reebok. the way back to Howard. Well, cast your mind back 3 or 4 weeks, and it was not the most exciting first half against Metalist, and look what happened in the second, so don't unbuckle your seatbelt just yet.
I just feel Everton are quite comfortable with that, actually playing well. They've not really shown me that they've got too much in the locker, but it's important that Everton don't switch off. They can't just think that it's going to be one of them games that they can just get through and get the 3 points. I think it's important they don't get switch off, especially at the back.
Well, it is very difficult not to qualify from these group stages, isn't it, in the UEFA Cup? 3 sides go through from the 5 teams that start. So a victory in your very first game puts you in a terrific position. So Everton will be hoping that they can hold on to this, or indeed improve. There's Yobo. Ooh, still on the ball and turned nicely. Looked very comfortable. Arteta couldn't quite bring it under control.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes of added time. 2 minutes.
You might have picked that up. 2 minutes of added time to be played at the end of this 45. We're right under the loudspeaker, by the way, here at Goodison. Here's Arteta. Oh, he's done well. Terrific play by him, and suddenly Everton are running clear. Hibbert's ahead of him, McFadden in the middle, Arteta just holds it up. And now it's collected by Osman. And Everton look to switch the angle of attack to this left-hand side, and Baines. Played left for Pienaar. It's a poor ball.
Well, I think Leighton Baines really should have put that ball in the box himself. Wrong option.
There's Yobo. Hibbert. Just counting down the seconds at the end of this first half now, David Moyes, before he can get his side in the dressing rooms and just give them 1 or 2 indications of how he wants things to progress in the second. McFadden is offside.
No need to be offside. He's a good yard offside as well. Easy decision. Oh, he's just stayed on. My fault, sorry.
Yobo. Again showing great strength in holding off the challenge of Bakayoko, clearing it downfield. And our Swedish referee decides that is now Tim Cahill, the man for the moment, in an awful long time on the sidelines, but finally back from injury. And he's the man who's given Everton the lead at half-time. They lead Larissa by 1-0. Everton to get things underway in this second half eventually. We've been waiting for Clayton to come back on the field. Eventually he is back on. Can Everton hold and build in this second period? Tim Cahill back since that injury against Sheffield United. First time since that game against Sheffield United last March. His goal is the difference so far, as Everton get things underway again. No changes to the way the two sides began this game. McFadden, of course, holding the line by himself tonight. Cahill back in midfield for Everton alongside Osman and Carsley. No place on the bench tonight for Phil Neville, and we're told that the reason for that is a sprained ankle. He was, of course, sent off against Liverpool, but that doesn't matter in UEFA Cup. Kubu hoping that he'll get a spell at some point in this second half. Martinez. Marcello, now blocked down and away by Carsley. There's Forster. Lescott strong again and plays it through for McFadden, who was played onside by Forster. It's McFadden one-on-one. Oh, and it's a good save by the goalkeeper, Kotsolis, who came out well.
Oh, it's a poor finish. It's great play by Lescott. Pinches the ball, runs 10 or 20 yards before he releases it. Great pass to McFadden. It was a good time run as well, but he should be doing better when he's one-on-one with the keeper.
Absolutely no question of offside. Marco Forster had played him on. He had a look at the defender at the linesman, hoping, but there was no chance that McFadden was off. Just couldn't finish.
Well, he's lethal from 40 yards, but not from 4.
There's McFadden again. And last off the defender, Dabisas. Here's Carsley. Now Hibbert. Everton looking to start very brightly in this second half. Osman again now. Here's Lescott. Pienaar, little touch, Arteta just behind him. And away by Dabisas. Bakayoko was looking for the free kick, and the referee was suitably unimpressed.
Definitely looking for it there.
He simply fell over. Here's Yobo. Arteta. This time his touch lets him down. Reminder of the Everton 11 tonight, their starting lineup. Hibbert, Yobo, Lescott and Baines across the back four. Pienaar, Osman, Carsley and Cahill, and Arteta in midfield. McFadden, the man who's leading the line for them tonight. Well, McFadden's had the best chance of this second half.
Well, it's a great pass.
Definitely onside, wasn't it?
Definitely onside, but when he gets in this position, he looks to hit with the outside of his foot. Should be doing better. Should be a goal. Terrific ball though by Lescott.
There's Bakayoko. Clayton. Midfield finds Kyriakides. Wide right towards Galitsios. Met it under a challenge with Pienaar, who tumbled, and just a bit of a test there for Tim Howard, but comfortably taken.
Great communication from Tim Howard. Makes it easy for defenders, and he's given a clear shout.
Here's Hibbert. Arteta always looks under so much control.
So relaxed, isn't he?
He is, isn't he?
So relaxed when he gets the ball, comfortable.
Kyriakides, former Ike Athens player. There's Fotakis. Clayton ran into trouble. And Forster again. Bakayoko let it run, hoping that Facundo Parra was in a position to collect, but instead it's Everton who have it, and a chance to break here. Cahill's little push, and the run is made by Baines, who plays it in. Back here towards Osman on the right foot. What a goal! What a fantastic goal by Everton! Absolutely delicious!
Well, it's not just the goal, it's actually the move, the build-up to it. Absolutely tremendous. But the execution at the end was there for everybody to see. It's a great overlapping run by Leighton Baines. Cahill does well, he feeds it to him down the left-hand side. He brings a great little touch by Pienaar, but what a terrific strike by Leon Osman. Superb strike. Keeper's got absolute no chance.
Well, we can watch this time and time and time again.
It's got to be the best move of the match. Everything in that. Overlapping full-back. Nice little touch from Pienaar. And a great execution from Leon Osman.
Oh, they love it. Seal of approval from David Moyes, but that was absolute quality. It really was. And it has lifted Goodison immeasurably. Well, recover from that, Larissa. Get yourselves back up, if you can. Everton are in their pomp. There's Arteta. And the appetite for more now will surely be insatiable. Confidence must be flowing all the way through this Everton side, although that's an awful ball. Leighton Baines. Georgios Donis has a job to do to lift his side after that.
Great appreciation for players around you, in that build-up.
There's Clayton. Marcello. Argentine player is Marcello. Clayton, the Brazilian. It's left to Benitez. Handball. Referee says play on. And up for a throw. Again, just unable to find one of his own men. Benitez picks it up instead. Kyriakides. Marcello. Careful, cautious stuff here by the Greeks as they look to respond. They need to respond quickly. Benitez. It's going to be Kyriakides, who just thought about the shot, but I think he had a one from distance in the first half that was fairly hopeless, so maybe just checked his confidence a little. Forced up. Bakayoko manages to turn, but no real venom on the shot, and Everton were just sitting back comfortably there, weren't they?
It's the first time really they've sat back on the 18-yard box and allowed the Larissa to have the ball. They've been very, very comfortable, but this man on the ball at the moment, Lee Carzi, is so important to the system that they're playing. He sits there with the protection, just keeps things ticking along.
There's Yerbo. Again, not hurried. Benitez with a header. Here's Benitez again. Well, they are responding here, aren't they, the Greeks? They're playing a bit. It's Clayton. And Lescott unfussily clears away.
Well, if they get Samarento was free in the box then, if he gets any quality in there, for a free shot, a goal.
Benitez, he's managed to pick a way through. A swing of the leg from Yerbo was hardly convincing, but somehow they do get it away. And the awkward bounce might put McFadden in, but recovery from Forster. Here's Dabisas. Cahill. Just biting at his ankles, and a chip too many. Free kick for Larissa.
It's good pressure from Everton though.
There's Marcello. Dabisas. Kyriakides. There's Marcello again. Everton again just sitting back a little here. Allowing the Greeks to play, but to no great effect once more as it's away by Hibbert. McFadden comes in. All by himself up there, can't keep hold.
Oh, he's a little bit late coming across. I mean, they're looking for an option to hit them. It's a hopeful ball up front once again, but he's got to work his position a little bit quicker.
That was loose, and here's Arteta, and suddenly Everton might develop something again. Cahill. Pienaar in support. Osman's there too. Hibbert's wide right. Arteta's made the run, fully recovered from that earlier knock, of course, in the first half. Oh, does well. Hibbert just lifts it high, and it hangs, and the keeper watches, and he didn't quite watch it carefully enough.
Well, I don't think that ball was out of play, no. And Cahill's done well. He's kept going. He's not giving up the ghost. I'm just wondering how long Tim Cahill's going to be out there. I can't see him going too much longer than 60-65 minutes. Especially if the scoreline stays the same.
Well, that's it, isn't it? That's the comfort zone that David Moyes is wanting, isn't it? You can swap and change a little if it stays this way.
I think sometimes when you've been out as long as him, if you do play on for too long, it can do you more harm than good.
Here's Dabisas. Fotakis is easily picked up, and Everton able to bring it forward again. Baines forward, here's McFadden. Just gathers it away from a couple of defenders, and suddenly in his stride, McFadden on the right foot, try to get it on the left, and no chances by Kyriakides, who puts it out for a corner kick. They are troubling them now.
Well, that was just the quality of the ball into McFadden, wasn't it, from Leighton Baines? There's that little bit of trickery that he can do to get away from players. Instead of maybe having a pop shot, he tries to come inside too much.
There's Arteta who's got across to take the corner kick. Applause from the Everton fans. Plenty to aim for. Yobo's in there. Lescott's in there too. Here it comes. It's deep. It was Cahill who was closest to it in an Everton shirt, but it was off the head of Facundo Parra.
A vital touch as well. Tim Cahill was there to head it back across.
No doubt, so this is going to be a long throw inside the penalty area. Here comes McFadden, hoists it in. It's Arteta, who just pushes it wide to McFadden again. Arteta's deep. McFadden looks for the byline and tries to get it across, but straight at the keeper. Has that gone out of play? Yes, it has. It's a goal kick.
It's a waste, really. The ball should be coming into the box.
Well, that's a shot from a long way by Marcello.
It's a first shot, really, with any conviction. A little bit put into that, but Sedimento well off course with that one.
Well, we are going to get our substitution here. Christos Kalantzis is coming on, and he's replacing Facundo Parra. There goes Facundo. And Christos Kalantzis back on the field. He's been with Larissa now since their return back to the top flight a couple of years ago. He's been part of this renaissance of a club who've had their troubles in recent times, but looking towards a bit more of a brighter future these days. Here's Arteta. And again, wonderful footwork. Maybe tried one too many. Kyriakidis is not going to be passed. There's Marcello. Away by Yobo. McFadden. And he's flags up, offside. But Arteta's full of tricks, isn't he?
Well, tremendous skill. Shifting it from one foot to the other, attracting the player. Maybe just a little bit too much in the end. Looking for that foul once again. He's certainly one player that wouldn't go amiss in any Premiership side.
Takis. Who's impressed you for the Greeks tonight? I mean, we talked about the last team that Everton played, Metallist, and they had one or two great performers, didn't they?
They did, but
what about this tonight?
A little bit disappointed in them. I must admit that there's a lot of passes gone astray. It's only since the second goal's gone in from Everton they've really got the ball down and started passing it with any conviction. A little bit more aggressive, but they've been very disappointing tonight.
There's Marcello. Kyriakidis. Marcello again. Had 4 games at Southampton, you might remember, a few years ago. 3 in the League Cup, 1 in the FA Cup. You'd have to be a Southampton fanatic to remember his addition to that side. There's Thomas Gravesen, another of the returning heroes. Been an awful long time since he last pulled on a pair of boots in anger. And it looks like he might be returning to centre stage tonight. Well played by Lescott again, and suddenly Everton going forward. Not in great numbers, but maybe enough numbers. It's McFadden. Lescott's carried on the run. Here he comes, and it's a bump between him and Marco Forster. Shoulder to shoulder, 2 big fellas. And the referee says it was all fair in love and war.
Well, very, very powerful Julian Lescott, but goes over there. Nice little challenge by Forster. It's enough to put him off. Very, very powered, isn't he, Julian Lescott? And a great season once again for Everton. And top goal scorer with 5 goals as well.
Yeah, so in the UEFA Cup, of course.
He's just got that little extra burst to get away from people when he's pinching the ball off the centre forward. He breaks away.
There's Marcello. Takis. Dabisas. Another little ripple of approval from the Everton fans because Gravison has now got his tracksuit top off, and it looks as though he's going to be joining us even sooner than expected. Good ball in, Lescott just get an important touch to that, because had he not, Kilansis was right behind him. Comfortable in the end for Howard. What's this?
It'll be a straight swap.
Gravison off, Cahill on. Sorry, Cahill off.
Cahill will come off, I'm sure he will. Gravison does like to sit a little bit, and I don't think he gets as far forward as maybe Cahill would to get on the end of crosses, but he will play a little bit in a forward position. He likes that little bit of freedom in midfield. It also looks like Anachibi will come on as well.
Two subs there, Victor Anachibi and Thomas Gravison. Galizios battling well. He had a short trial at Tottenham last season. Georges Galizios, a couple of days with them, didn't impress suitably enough. 21 years of age, he's still got time. There's a slip by Yobo, and it might just have allowed Kilansis in. He made a real meal of the challenge, and he's got a free kick, and Yobo's got a yellow card.
I think he can feel a little bit aggrieved by that. Looked a fair challenge. It's a slip that causes him to outstretch, though. Oh, I think it was... Sure, it's one of them. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't.
Well, both centre-halves have now gone into the Swedish referee's book, Joseph Yobo and Julian Lescott. So they'll have to be careful, and these things do mount up as well, don't they? It's another cliche of European football. Yellow cards at this stage can come back to haunt you as your campaign drives on. Now, can Larissa find a way back here? David Moyes just waiting before he makes the double substitution. This is an anxious moment or two. Everton's wall is readied. It's a little flick, it came off the wall, and an easy catch for Howard. What was all the worry about? All came to naught in the end.
Wasn't too much on it, was there? Nothing to worry.
Oh dear, Lescott shown far too much of that, and suddenly there is a position here. It's a shot, it's a goal, it's a way back for Larissa. Would you believe it? Everton have found a way to conspire to their own downfall again. And it's the man who scored twice against Blackburn who has scored again now against Everton, Clayton. And with 64 minutes played, there's suddenly hope for Larissa.
Well, that's a bad throw out by Tim Howard. I mean, he throws it to Julian Lescott, who's not aware of what's around him, and he has a touch. Clayton closes him down, gets it out of his feet, away from Yobo. It's a great finish, but poor defending. When you think everything's okay, all of a sudden Everton let Larissa back in. Never a dull moment here, Dave.
I was going to say, it wouldn't be a UEFA Cup tie at Goodison involving Everton, would it? Without one or two scary moments. Substitutions have been made here as well. Thomas Gravison has come on, Tim Cahill has gone off. And there you see Victor Anachibi is on too. James McFadden has gone off, but they're on in a very different climate to what it might have been a couple of minutes ago.
Well, you just start wondering then, if he hadn't sort of decided to make the substitutions, the goal would have gone in. Would he have actually made a substitution at all? No. And if it would have been, would it be these substitutions?
His side have given him some furrowed brows in this competition this season. How about one back for Everton, just to make life more comfortable again?
It's a gift of the goal, though, isn't it?
It is. That's going to be Arteta. who delivers. And Achubi got a head onto it. Lescott's here now. Is that a handball? Well, everybody's gone up around the ground. There aren't too many claims from the Everton players. And maybe that's key to the situation.
Well, the first thought is that you think it is, but like you say, there's not too much reaction from the players. Oh, it's a head. It's definitely a head. I think your first reaction's got to be from Lescott. I think Lescott was offside anyway.
And it is still a game here. It is still nervous stuff at Goodison. Everton leading by 2-1. But once they were cruising, they're now in danger of losing their poise.
Well, it's a different game now, where it's was once comfortable. You're on a little bit of a knife edge now.
There's Gravison. Pressure provided by Arteta. Gravison. Rides a challenge and gets a throw. It's going to take a while for Gravison to get into the tempo of this game, isn't it?
The tempo, the pace of it, it's all back to what he used to know, but obviously he's been away from it for a bit.
It's a nice little back heel. Hibbert, Arteta. Still battling away, and he's a corner.
It's good work by Arteta once again, being very, very patient, keeping over the ball. Chance to throw the ball in the box.
Arteta races both arms before delivering the corner kick. It's easily repelled. There's Bakayoko. Good movement ahead of him as well, but he's trying to pick his way through a forest of Everton midfielders. This is good play. It's played onto Kalansis. Good work in the end from the Everton defence, but there was just a danger of them being overrun. And Achubi picks it up. Blocking challenge by Davisas, and Achubi again! Out came the goalkeeper to thwart his ambitions. Given away to Gravison.
Well, it just wasn't under control, was it, for Achubi? But the strength's got in there in the end.
Gravison. There's Pienaar. Baines, first time! Oh, well read keeper.
But I'm not too sure if that's got a little touch on the way through. It's diverted it towards the keeper. Leighton Baines been very instrumental in the second half down that left flank.
Well, that's a difficult header to deal with. Bakayoko was trying to get on the end of it. Somehow Everton again are able to run it away. Osman clears it up to Pienaar. Tell you, if you've no emotional involvement in this game, it's a cracking cup tie at the moment.
Well, giving it a little bit of an edge to it now, hasn't it?
Lost it again. Manatides, a little push by Hibbert. All fair. Arteta. There's Gravison. Now Arteta. And Achubi on the stretch. Well played Everton. Here's Baines back towards Lescott. Carsley. And Achubi does well to hold off his defender. Robson plays it out to Pienaar. Hibbert's just behind him. Picks him up with the pass. They're going to watch this out of play. Manatides does well. Forster in danger of being caught. Everton's scampering, harrying style, almost catching Larissa out.
Doesn't look comfortable on the roll, Forster, does he? Prominently right-footed, loves to get it back on his right foot.
That's Marcello. Teta has got support from Baines, who's just gone past him on the outside. But again, comfortable in possession, just able to hold it up almost for as long as he likes. Pienaar trying something of the same, but undressed. Bakayoko. Ball right across towards Fotakis, who has to drift wider still to collect. Fotakis ball back in, but Yobo was there. He was a solitary figure.
Larissa looking a lot more confident going forward.
Kyriakidis. Galitsios hammers it in. Lescott hammers it out. Kyriakidis. Here's Bakayoko. Oh, it took a deflection, and it was scooped up into the air by Clayton, but the flag was up anyway for offside. It's that kind of a night now.
Say that Everton getting a little bit edgy, crowd getting a bit edgy as well, and just looking a little bit stretched at times. Like I said, Larissa getting a little bit more confidence as they're going forward, and people maybe wanting the ball when they didn't want it before, and making that pass as well.
Committed by Gravesen. There's still 17.5 minutes left here.
Just got a feeling the game's not over. There's more goals to come.
Strong by Lescott, picked up by Marcella. Kyriakidis. Easily dispossessed. Everton comfortable once more in possession, hopefully. Ball by Hibbert. We're going to make another change as well shortly. Andreas Lambropoulos is preparing himself to come on. Kyriakidis is the man who's in possession, who's going to be going off. There's Dabizas nudging his side forward again here. Clayton, good turn. But the dashed ball into the penalty area was a little aimless.
Well, it's another Brazilian, isn't it? For Metalist it was a Brazilian. Give them a little bit of hope, and tonight it's a Brazilian for Larissa.
Yeah, Edmar, I don't think Everton fans will forget his name. He was a bit of an influence in both sides, wasn't he?
He never started in the first game as well. But,
well, here's the substitution. Andreas Lambropoulos takes his place on the pitch. He's only a youngster, he's only 19, so a lot expected of him. Kyriakidis, that holding midfielder, has gone off, so maybe looking for a little more attacking invention from Lambropoulos. Here's Hibbert. Back to Yobo. Bakayoko's header. Yobo stretching. Free kick for the Greek side. They want to take it quickly. Referees are not going to let them.
Two centre-backs for Everton just seem a little bit far apart for me at times. Plenty of space in between them.
Testing times again here for Everton as it's played out to Venetidis. His touch took him in, but not too far in. Knocked away by Arteta again. Chamber's on the chase. Dabizas across. And he's not quite got it out of play, not dealt with it. Here's Anichebe. Pienaar's waiting. Oh, and it's just the wrong ball for him. He was in so much space.
Well, some great strength by Anichebe again. I mean, he is still a kid, really. He's a kid, a man's body, though. Great strength.
I think Alan Stubbs, the news we're getting from the sidelines as well, is that Alan Stubbs is going to be coming on very soon too, just to help settle things down at the back for Everton.
Well, will he come on in the back and will they go with three centre-backs, or will he just sit in front of them with Lee Carsley? There's an option there. He's done it on a number of occasions when he was at Celtic and also at Bolton.
It's nearly 8 years, by the way, since Alan Stubbs last played in Europe. 99 with Celtic. Against Lyon was his last European outing. Here's Clayton. Oh, that's good. Bakayoko. Everton being teased again here. It's Clayton. Good ball in. Kalensis right across the face of goal. And collected by Pinar. And out of play for a throw. There's more sport later on 5 tonight. Game 2 of baseball's World Series between the Colorado Rockies and the Boston Red Sox. Colorado looking to get off the mark. 13-1 they were thrashed last night. It's a few home runs. And Achibi. Play on, the referee says. No free kick. Didn't go out of play. 30 minutes left to play. Has somebody stopped the clock? It seems to be getting slower and slower. It's agonising for Everton at the moment. Little flick in, that's easy.
It'll be interesting to see what Dave Moyes does. Does he bring on Alan Stubbs? But I think if you do, I think you might be inviting a little bit more pressure.
Well, it's a roar of relief as much as anything for the free kick, which is given for Everton.
Larissa substitution coming off number 20, Marco Forster, and his replacement number 24, Anastasios Benitez.
Tassos Benitez coming on. And Forster, who's looked a little shaky at times at the back. For Larissa is the man to come off. And Tassos Benitez, though, is a midfielder. Dundee United supporters and Ross County supporters might remember him from short spells at those two clubs. That's Anachibi trying to whistle himself into position, but no foul from Davisas.
Maybe the feeling with Benitez that they're going to have a lot more of the ball. Final 10 minutes of the game, so they need somebody with a little bit more quality.
And Goodison is silenced again just for the moment. There's Benitez, taking up position deep at the back. Locked away by Carsley.
Just having a look, and Gravison's a little bit indisciplined since he's come on. He's playing in more of an advanced position, and he's just sort of getting caught out a little bit.
Well done Anachibi, and he's suddenly put Pinar clear, but he needs to hurry up Anachibi to get in the middle. There's no one to aim for at the moment. Pinar has to wait. Now there is. Anachibi was there, but Davisas big and strong and heads away. And Larissa bring it forward once more. Bakayoko straight into the midriff of Gravison. Anxious noises emanating from the Everton faithful again as Kalensis brings it forward. Here's Bakayoko, surely not him. Kalensis after it, Hibbert blocked it, Howard came out. It's a bit of a mess, and it is a corner.
Well, a little bit hesitancy there. Got to clear it. Bakayoko just putting the ball in the box.
Fotakis will take. Everton need to be alert. Long and deep, too deep, over the head of Davisas, out of play, goal kick.
That's a wasted corner. That's got to go in between the sticks. Somebody attacking it, put Everton under pressure. But that's a giveaway, really. Can relax a little bit, regroup.
Well, into the final 10 minutes now of what at one stage and for most of the night had looked fairly comfortable for Everton, but ever since that goal back by Clayton in the 64th minute, it has been a bit of a rough ride again.
It just changes the system a little bit. Nevertheless, Larissa, they've gone with 2 up front and asking questions of Everton.
Play by Gravison. He eventually got what he wanted, which is the ball back in his side's possession. Long clearance by Howard. Touched by Anichebe. Galitsios picks up Rumblings of discontent from Iran Goodison again.
It's a nervousness about him as well, isn't there? He transforms onto the pitch then.
Dabisas forward. Timely chance by Carsley and Hibbert, being urged to show some urgency. I tell you who we've not heard a lot from tonight, the Greek supporters, who were very noisy at Ewood Park against Blackburn, but tonight we've not heard too much fanaticism from that particular section of the crowd. Just under 30,000 here in Goodison, 34,000 rather. Manatidis, here's Bakayoko. Still Bakayoko drives it across again, and it's out for a throw.
He's not been a threat tonight, has he? Bakayoko, but you feel he'll get a chance in the game. Been very quiet.
Well, I hope you understood that. The message to the Greek supporters on the PA system. Don't forget, UEFA Cup triple header. Thursday the 8th of November, starts at 3:45 p.m. We've got Hapoel Tel Aviv against Spurs, Bayern Munich against Bolton, and Nuremberg against Everton. All here on 5. It's a lot of football, 6.5 hours. A football marathon. Will it be as tense as this, as Everton look to hang on here? Be a huge lift as they start Group A with a win, if they can win. Howard has to control. Does clear it away. Bang on the head for Arteta. Pull of the sleeve by the Greek defender, so it will be an Everton throw. Free kick rather.
Yeah, just a clumsy challenge. Nothing too much though.
Head of Anachibi.
It's a bit cheap that. I mean, the ball's got to be played maybe a little bit wider there. If it does run through, then it's not running through to the keeper. And that he sort of got the ball back, and it's too easy for him at the moment.
Here's Clayton. Nicely worked on that right-hand side, and Marcello carries it on, and deflection headed out by Lescott. Run away by Baines. Anachibi lets it run, and here's a chance. Dabisas is beaten. Anachibi's back there. Anachibi finishes it for Everton. What? Just as he did in Kharkiv, he's done it again tonight. Turned a nervous situation into one of absolute positivity for Everton. No doubts now they're going to get their win.
I'll tell you what he's done. Shown great maturity here. He gets across the defender, and then again he just leans into him, composes himself. A great header back by Gravison. But there he goes, just a little lean into him, picks his spot. Striker's finish. Should be it. A great strength, just that little nudge there. Shows great strength for a young kid, and then great composure at the end just to slot it into the corner.
Third goal of his campaign, second now in the UEFA Cup. Oh, more dodgy moments to deal with, but they are dealt with. That was a settler in Kharkiv, it's a settler again at Goodison from Victor Anachibi. Everton are going to make their final substitution of the night shortly as well. Stephen Pienaar, I think, is the man who's going to come off. Alan Stubbs is poised and ready to replace him. By the way, we're getting unconfirmed reports here tonight that Martin Jol, in fact they have now been confirmed that Martin Jol has agreed a severance payment with Tottenham, will leave the club, and Wande Ramos will take over. Now there's a surprise, there's a bolt out of the blue, isn't there? Who'd have predicted that? It was only a matter of time, surely, and now it has happened. Juande Ramos will be the new Tottenham manager. Martin Jol has agreed a severance payment and will leave. And I think the other thing we can confirm tonight is that Everton are going to win this game now, with 3 minutes left to play. Here's Anichebe again. Good control, shown once. And did enough to force a throw.
Amazing, isn't it? He comes on and changes the game a little bit because he's something different than McFadden.
Everton substitution, please show your appreciation for number 20, Steven Pienaar.
Pienaar's going off. He's had a good night tonight, hasn't he, Pienaar? He's been industrious.
I think he gets better as the game goes on. He's worked tireless down there, the left-hand side for Everton tonight. This is about shutting up shop now. And I think he'll just slide into maybe just in front of the back four, I should imagine. Or will he go and slide in there alongside Yobo, and Lescott will go to left back and Baines will push on a little bit more.
And Stubbs on. Roberts, ball in, too close to the keeper. Well, you can almost feel how the ground has relaxed in this last few minutes, can't you? It was all getting uptight and nervous and tense, and up steps Anichebe, and suddenly life's a whole lot sweeter for Everton. Unless they concede again, of course. It's a good ball in and headed down. Oh my word! Kalansis with a header, and Howard was at full stretch, but I don't think he got a touch.
Well, he was stretching. He made it look as if it was a great chance, and he'd actually got a touch, but I don't think he has. He just makes sure it goes. He pulls his hand away. He does well because he knows his angle's there, Tim Howard.
Might have just muttered to one of the photographers behind the goal, get your camera ready.
Yeah. Did he smile as well?
And make sure your flashlights are ready, because here we go. Manatidis. Well, he's got what he asked for. Gravison. Arteta. Lovely game from Arteta. He's a joy to watch, isn't he?
Well, he's just got something special, hasn't he?
And the Greeks are getting frustrated now. Oh, Davies and Gravison, they've been face to face before, I'm sure, and Gravison's the man who gets a yellow card.
I'm not quite sure what that's for.
He was fouled there. The free kick's been given for that.
Must be his reaction, really. It's his reaction after it. Can only think it's that. There's nothing else. The free kick's gone Everton's way. That must be his reaction. At the end of the day, Davies is racing over once again. Every time there's been an incident, he's been first there from the Greek side.
Davies and Gravison have just had a bit of a cuddle, by the way, inside the penalty area, so they're happy. Again, here's Anichebe, Gravison, back heel, showboating here.
The fourth official has indicated there'll be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time.
Well, this is
3
where
minutes.
3 minutes of stoppage time to be added at the end of the 90. Here's Kalansis. Marcello just trying to unpick himself from a number of defenders. He was looking for the run inside the penalty area that never really transpired from Kalansis.
Anichebe doing well once again. Just keeping hold of the ball. making sure that everybody gets a little bit of a breather, allows the defence to get up.
Deep into stoppage time now. And David Moyes just a little glance at the forehead. This is what he wanted to go forward. Arteta slides it in, and Achebe! Good save. It's not over yet. It is now. Handball from Achebe, I think, in the end.
Well, it was always on. It's a great little disguise by Arteta. And then Achebe's unlucky. Doesn't lift it quite enough to get it over the keeper. But he's looked lively since he's come on.
There's Davissas. Marcello. Led on by Bakayoko. It's Galetsios who's up there with a good ball in, and the header from Kalantzis is simple enough for Howard.
Just overstretching a little bit behind him. Can't get enough on the ball.
Well, that's it. The referee blows his whistle, all smiles in the end from the Everton camp. It looked comfortable earlier. To Achebe the spoils. David Moyes applauding his side. Cahill, his opening goal, looked to have put Everton comfortable, especially when Osman made it a second after 50 minutes. But it needed Achebe settler in the end to make absolutely sure. But Everton up and running in Group A of the UEFA Cup. They have beaten Larissa by 3 goals to 1.